Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The beloved community belongs to divine oneness, and so does all that it achieves. I invite you to place your feet on the earth and take a deep breath with me, the deepest breath of your day. Let it come, let it go, closing your eyes now. Let us honor the indigenous ancestors of the earth beneath your feet, their struggle, their resilience. Let their names come to your lips, the Tongva people. And now I invite you to choose one ancestor from the land or from history or from your own family line. Choose one ancestor who makes you brave. Imagine them standing behind you now. Notice where you feel bravery in your body. Now I invite you to imagine a child, your own child or a child in your life. Choose someone who brings you joy. Imagine them in front of you now, smiling, so radiant that you can feel it in your heart. Notice what joy feels like in your body. Now I invite you to lift your gaze and turn your attention to the darkness in our country right now, the reason you are here. The blistering pace of this pandemic, 215,000 lives lost, disproportionately Black and brown and indigenous people, including people we have known and loved. Let's think of the millions more who are struggling, who are sick, who are vulnerable in prisons and migrant detention camps and on the front lines. Let us think of the families of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd who still seek justice in a nation that still sees Black bodies as disposable. Let us think of all those who have been displaced by the fires that have burned millions of acres of forest to the ground in this climate apocalypse that we could have stopped. And let us think of all the rest of us who have been threatened by torch-bearing white supremacists and troubled by the authoritarian assaults by this government on our families, on our communities, on our democracy itself, so that this election is not just about the future of America, but with climate change, the future of the earth. Notice what grief feels like in your body. I have come here to ask you a question that I have been asking myself the last 4 years. What if? What if this darkness in our nation is not only the darkness of the tomb, but the darkness of the womb? What if our America is not dead, but a nation still waiting to be born? What if all of our ancestors are standing behind us now, those who survived genocide and slavery, occupation and assault? What if they are whispering in our ear, in your ear, you are brave? What if the story of America is one long labor and this is our greatest transition? Fiery, breathless, painful, flesh-searing. It feels like dying. But it is precisely in the stage called transition that we begin to see glimpses of what is wanting to be born. In the last 4 years, we have seen millions of people rising up in our rage, in our grief, in our revolutionary love, flooding the streets in an uprising for racial justice and social justice that the world has never seen. I know you are tired. I know you have already labored for so long and so hard. But I ask you to remember the wisdom of the midwife. Breathe and then push. Because if we don't push, we will die. If we don't push, our nation will die. Humanity itself is at stake. And so now is the time to summon your ancestors at your back. Hold in your heart the children for whom you labor. Imagine all of us by your side, millions of us linking arms together. Keep breathing. and keep pushing between now and Election Day and beyond. For you will be someone's ancestor one day. They will summon you. And if we get this right, if we show up now with all of our love and our power, then they will inherit not our grief from these 4 years. They will inherit our bravery, even our joy. Let's breathe, and now let's push. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.